Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're going to be talking about Maddie Russo. This is not like anything I've ever talked about before. I've covered very bad monsters on the app of TikTok, but this is someone who is genuinely just a terrible person all around. Now everybody, we have two announcements to make before we get right into today's video. The first announcement being that we hit 40,000 subscribers finally, and it was just really recently that we hit 30,000. We're only 10k away from 50k, and I think that's absolutely insane, and I'm just insanely proud of all of us and the milestone that we achieved together. Thank you all, genuinely. Now the second announcement I wanted to make is one that I've been wanting to make for a long time. I was going to make it at 50k, but I'm going to do it at 40k instead for the sake of convenience, and now you may be wondering, what do you mean for the sake of convenience? I will tell you in 1 second. Now, I've made a brand new channel. It's going to be a channel that is purely focused on me playing multiple different games. I was going to drop it at 50k, but since 2 new games are coming out very soon that I want to cover and play, and I want you guys to see all the funny shit that's going to happen on those games with me and my friends, I thought it'd be better for convenience sake to make this channel now. Now, the channel you're seeing on screen is my brand new channel. I'll have it linked down in the description below and linked to my actual channel in like the little channel section on there. Now you can go ahead and follow that channel if you want to. I mean, I'm making a new video for it. It should be out in the next few days, either on the 17th or 18th, possibly even the 16th, given how fast I work on it. And for those of you who are worried, thinking that this could possibly, change the content I make on here or make me less productive on the channel I make on here, I want everybody to know and make this clear that this channel will always be and is currently going to be my main prioritization for a lot of things. I'm going to prioritize making shit on here than I would the gaming channel. The gaming channel is just there for a little bit of goofy moments and stuff like that. And without further ado, let's finally get right into the video. I've covered multiple monsters on this channel. Some of the monsters I've covered are people who won't leave children alone. Some of the monsters I've covered are people who have harmed and taken the lives of their own family, but today we have someone who has scammed a bunch of people in the most nasty way. You may be thinking, a scam is a scam. How could, it be any worse than any other scam that has taken money from innocent people who are gullible enough to either donate or just get scammed in general? Well, the person you're seeing on screen right now goes by the name of Madison Russo. What Madison here did is that she faked having cancer in order to get money from people in a GoFundMe that she set up personally. Not only that, she would use it for attention, clout, and pity from multiple hundreds of thousands of people on the internet. Madison Russo told the internet of the 3 diseases that she had, first being leukemia, the second one being pancreatic cancer, and then the third one being a tumor the size of a football that has been wrapped around her spine and cannot be removed. Madison Russo was born in 2003. She was around the age of very early or mid-19s when this took place. She'll be turning 20 this year if she hasn't already.
I mean, I'm just keeping it real. It's days like these that are hard, and I try my best to stay positive and think that, after my chemo was, after my week of chemo is done, after, round 3 is done, and I get, a break until the next round of chemo, but sometimes it's hard to think like that when you're in so much pain and discomfort and everything is just going the wrong way, and it's just kind of, I just have different mixed emotions, and with my hair and stuff like that, that's obviously a big fear. Obviously, as a girl, it's girls, hair is a big part of everybody's lives, but to think of the potential of losing it, or it's just kind of one more thing in the fire that is hard. So hopefully nothing else falls out.
Now that video you just watched right there, that little clip I just showed you, if everything she said wasn't fake, that would be enough to, possibly bring a tear to my eye, but obviously all of that was just completely faked. Now, whenever she made that video talking about she hates and, fears the idea of losing her hair, a few things started to happen in the next few coming weeks that were giving people a little bit of a suspicion. Now, over the course of the next few weeks and bearing months, people would start to question Maddie here very, very, very hard, because going under chemotherapy and all that radiation, most of the time, a very high percentage of the time, people will lose a lot of portions of their hair, go fully bald, have lots of bald spots, their hair will thin, stuff like that, and that was not happening to her at all. So Maddie would then go on to drop 2 bits and pieces of evidence to make people stop questioning her so hard. She then would go on to respond with a video talking about what products and stuff that she has been using to make it to where her hair wouldn't fall out while going through chemo. 2 of which being some type of biotin medical treatment and stuff like that, pills and shit that she said she would be taking. Then shortly after, she went on to share a picture on social media of her sink filled with hair, and she claimed that that was hair that's been falling out of her head.
I wanted to share was how I've been keeping my hair during treatment with chemo and radiation. I think it's really been helping because it's like unmedicated. So here's the packaging of that. You can just order it online. It comes with like a 3-month supply. I started this right away when I started treatment. And then soon after treatment, my mom found this. It's biotin with collagen and keratin.
Now, the picture that you're seeing on screen is actually the hair that has fallen out of Maddie Russo's head, and by fallen out, I mean, wetted with, a little bit of water, and then, cut with some scissors. I mean, it's quite obvious when you genuinely take a look at the photo. You can see where it's been cut when it was wet. It doesn't even look like hair that's been, falling out. I mean, if you really wanted to fake it, just rip some out of your head. Don't wet it and then cut it with scissors. The image that you're looking at on screen is when a series of events would genuinely start to unfold. This is when stuff really started to get heated and people really started to call her out for her faking the disease. This is when it was readily apparent. Now, there's a lot of things that we could talk about in this photo, the first of which being the fact that she claimed she was at a certain medical facility, and then someone came forward who worked at that medical facility that she claimed that she was at for her treatment and said that, our rooms and our ceilings look nothing like this. A lot of doctors on the app of TikTok came forward, and nurses and whatnot came forward to make a video talking about the stuff that she had on her chest and her nose. Now, if you look closely at her chest, you'll see that there's a bunch of different tubes and cords that are just taped there, but they lead to quite literally nothing. They're just random tubes taped to her chest that have no value or are doing nothing as we speak. Now, the picture you're seeing on screen is just the same picture that I've been showing you previously, except this time it's very zoomed in and enhanced on her nose. You probably have 2 questions, one of which being, what is it and why are you showing it to me right now? Well, the answer to the first one, it is a feeding tube, right? And then the second question that you need to answer, the reason I'm showing you it is if you look closely at this picture, you will see a little bit of the purple at the very top of the feeding tube poking out right now. Basically, whenever you have a feeding tube in your nose, that little bit at the top right there, that should not be poking out at all. The thing you're seeing on screen is the money that Maddie Russo stole from people and scammed from people in GoFundMe. She was able to steal over $37,000 in around 2 months to pay for her past medical treatments and her future medical treatments that she was going to have. There was around 440 people who donated to Maddie Russo's GoFundMe before it was taken down by GoFundMe itself. GoFundMe even made a statement back when this whole drama was unfolding about 2 years ago, mentioning how every single person who donated money will be getting reimbursed with that money that they donated. They gave all that money back, so everybody was all good in the end from what I know. In my opinion, though, this whole GoFundMe scam thing that Maddie Russo set up and did on her own isn't the worst thing that she did. And you may be wondering, stealing 37 grand from people is a pretty big scummy thing to do. But in my opinion, there's one more thing that's even more scummier. That being, basically what Maddie would do is she would post images on social media of the cancer treatment that she was going through at doctor's offices and stuff like that, but whenever you would do a reverse image search, you would find that that image actually came from a real cancer surviving patient. So not only here would Madison scam people for money, she would also steal cancer patients' pictures and then post them on her own social media for a little bit of pity and hope for a donation. I mean, I think it's just one of the worst things that I've ever read about recently. It's absolutely appalling every time I even think about it, but it's not, in my opinion, still the worst thing she's done. There is one thing that stuck out to me above all things, and it's one thing that genuinely made my stomach turn. Now, I've been making videos for the past 8 months, probably not consistently for the first 5, but for the last 3 I have been trying my ass off to be consistent, right? And this thing that I'm about to show you is one of the things that has genuinely made my stomach turn and made my blood boil. I don't think I've been this angry in a long time, especially after finding out what she did.
I think the most appalling, infuriating, disgusting part about all of this is that she befriended this girl, Charlie, who was actually suffering from cancer and ultimately passed away. And Maddie dedicated this post to Charlie after she passed, saying that she and Charlie would text each other daily about all the ups and downs of our battles with cancer. Charlie had been battling Ewing sarcoma, which is a bone cancer, since she was 8 years old. She had beat it once, but then it came back in her bones, and at that point, there was no more that doctors could do, and she ultimately succumbed to that cancer. So the fact that this girl acted like she had cancer, acted like she could relate to Charlie's plight, I cannot grasp that in my brain. How did she sleep at night? Every time she placed a piece of tape on her skin, knowing that none of it was actually doing anything, how did you not think this is wrong? And to show up to these events, surrounded by people who are truly suffering from pancreatic cancer, and you know in your bones that you don't have it.
So that right there, in my opinion, is the worst thing that Madison here has done. Lying to an actual cancer patient who is fighting their best to even stay alive for a few more days and weeks, genuinely lying to them, acting like you can relate to their struggle, and when they die, using the key words like our struggle when you're not going through anything. You're completely using it just for a little bit of attention. I think it's absolutely fucking disgusting. It is one of the things that I've read recently and actually looked into that has genuinely made me angry. I'm just so appalled at this entire situation, especially after finding out that last bit I showed you. Madison will be on a 10-year suspended sentence. Not only that, she will have to do 2 years probation, and then not only that, she'll also have to pay back around $40,000. Anyway, that's going to end it for today's video. I hope everybody watching this video is going to have a really good day or a really good night. I know after doing this and talking about and editing this video, I'm not necessarily in the best of moods, so I might just order some Domino's later and kick back. Seriously though, thank you all for 40,000 subscribers. I can't really put into words how grateful I am, but I am extremely grateful. I mean, this is probably one of the best feelings I've had in a very long time. The gaming channel I'm making will be in the description below, or will be in the pinned comment in the comment section. And I hope everybody watching today's video is going to have a very good day or a very good night, depending on the time of day you watch this, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Have a good day or a good night, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay safe. See ya.